Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 6. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Let me tell y'all something. This episode right here was good to me. There was so many moving parts and so many layers. Okay, season 15, honey, but let me just say this as well. There is a lot of performing happening on this season. There are a lot of representatives showing up, ready to work, honey. It's giving fakery. Foolery and fakery all the way up and through. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I mean. Now, child, let's get into it. When the episode first opens up, we see Stasha and Nate. They're waking up. Child, Stasha still wearing her wristbands, honey, so y'all know she ain't took no bath. Must have been a wild night. They show Justin and Alexis. She's telling us that the guys and girls are going to do separate things today. The guys are going tequila tasting and the ladies are going for brunch. She was like, I want to go tequila tasting. Me, quite frankly, I'll be down for the brunch, but honey, y'all know I like to eat. So anyway, she's like, yeah, so what am I going to do with you when you come back drunk? Here you go. I won't come back drunk. Oh, Lord. Justin, she wants you to be tipsy so y'all can get it in. So then Alexis looks at him and she's like, no, I want you to be tipsy. He's like, oh. Also, another thing I want to point out, there are a lot of agreeable folks on this season. Listen, I love that y'all love, and I love that you want to be in love, and I love that you want your marriage to be a married at first sight success story. We all want that. That's why we watch this, because it's just so crazy to us that an experiment like this could cause two total strangers, honey, even though some of y'all on various seasons have already known each other, two total strangers can fall in love and it lasts. Okay, you ain't never met each other. You don't know his mom and them. You don't know what school he went to. You know nothing. Okay, but somehow you fall in love. We want that for you guys. But all this, I don't like that color. I don't like that color either. I think you're dumb. I think I'm dumb too. Thank you for calling me dumb. Like, that's what this season is doing, and I want y'all to stop it. Okay, I don't like it. I'm speaking directly to you, Kristen with the Y, Lindy, all y'all. Stop it. Anywho, that's just a side note. So the ladies go to the brunch, right? The men go tequila tasting. Baby, Justin throwing shots over his shoulders like salt when you accidentally waste it on the floor in the South. Baby, Justin was dousing them shots over his shoulders. He was like, I'm throwing those shots over my shoulders because I don't want to drink. Like, I haven't eaten anything and I don't want to be tipsy. And you know what? I understood that because that's how I am. I don't drink. So I remember wanting to be cool in college and they were like, shots. Honey, they getting ready for the shots of it all. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. Child, when they turned around, I threw that stuff away so good. I'm like, y'all ain't about to have no shots, honey. Y'all ain't about to have me hemmed up somewhere not knowing what's going on. But anyway, the guys sit down, they start spilling some tea, and Justin was like, I really don't have any tea. Like, I mean, there isn't anything really going on. We're touching, we're walking, we're talking, we're walking around naked. And Nate is like, you love her, right? He was like, yeah. You told her you loved her, right? He's like, yes, I did. He said, so what's the holdup? Exactly. Make it make sense, honey. Not y'all in love, but it still ain't popping. Nate in his confessional was like, he just feels like Justin is holding out because he tends to get whipped when they put it on him and he knows how he's going to get. So he doesn't want to go all the way with Alexis. Nate, that makes absolutely no sense. If that's your wife and you're already telling her that you love her, I'm just saying, it's giving confusion for me. It's giving confusion for me. So Justin was like, you know, my tea is that Alexis realizes how sensitive I am and she's okay with that. And I have to say this, I like how Alexis handles his sensitivity with care. She doesn't try to emasculate him. You know, she will crack a joke every now and again, like she did at the end of this episode, which I thought was so funny. But she allows him to show up in his emotions because that's the side of her that's different. She's a little bit more hardened and he's a little bit softer. So she allows him to be that way because it brings it out of her. And I like that. I like it. Over with Alexis and the ladies, she's saying that she feels guilty because Justin worked so hard to please her and she's not wired that way. Well, honey, as long as you try to show him that you care, I think you'll be all right. So they're asking Bihn over with the guys how things are going for him. He's like, I just feel like, the match is good. And her friends did say she was a certified freak. 7 days a week. No, I'm just kidding. Child, I was about to start rapping some Megan Thee Stallion, honey. Let me stay on track. Over with Morgan. She's telling the ladies that her and Bihn are very touchy and things may progress, honey, because, she thinks he's hot and he, thinks she's cool, because that's all he ever says. Oh, she's cool. She's cool. Child, it's a fool. Moving forward. So then Lindy drops the bomb that her and Miguel are having the sexuals. She was like, yeah, it was natural. It was no pressure. I don't buy it and I don't like it. I feel like he influenced you before you were ready. You were saying exactly how you felt last episode, and I don't understand how that changed overnight. It was that old nasty massage he gave you, and he ain't fooling me. I don't like Miguel. It's just something about Miguel I don't like. He get on my nerves. It's something about Morgan. She get on my nerves. It's something about, they get on my nerves. Okay, but we gonna get into it. Over with Miguel, he's telling the men that they did in fact do the deed, and it was more passionate than he thought it was gonna be. And so in his confessional, he was like, yeah, I felt like the heavens opened up. Child, not you getting spiritual with it. Anyway, we move on over to Nate, and he's telling the men, basically no sex in the champagne room. He wants to respect his wife. He's like, when men and women get together, early, like in the stage, like, so it's like, it's, some certain things that you're, lacking, like certain things and, certain things that you have to have in common. Sir, what are you talking about? Okay. What are you saying? He's like, I just want to be married. Sir, use a lie. And yes, I said use. I know that it's you. Use a lie, honey. I know, allegedly, that you and Stasha have already gotten it popping. And I think this is the couple keeping it a secret. Y'all know they have one of those couples every single season, and I feel like it's Stasha and Nate. Over with Stasha, she's also telling the women that the only thing that they've done is conserve water and whatnot. Shout out to Mitch. And nothing more, nothing less, because she's not ready to take that step. And again, I feel like they made a pact to not say anything. And that's fine, honey. We don't need to be all up in your bedroom, no way. Moving forward. And back over with the ladies. Kristen with a Y is telling the ladies how Mitch told her that he isn't attracted to her. But then later on, when they had tequila and had a few drinks, he pounced on her. Child, not him pouncing on you. She's like, yeah, but guys, we have to be Team Mitch. He's my husband. No, the hell we do not. I'm telling you right now over here on this channel, I am not Team Mitch until he tells me or shows me something that would make me team anything. She's like, yeah, he was ready to explore my body. And I was like, no, I'm flipping the switch. I'm the captain of the ship, and it's not going down like that. Okay, honey. Well, you better be in charge then. Even though I don't think you said all that, honey, because you've been thanking him for putting you down for the last 2 episodes. But anywho, moving forward. Kristen, Mitch is having to be drunk to sleep with you. That says to me that he's not interested in you. I wish my husband would have to be tequila wasted for me to get a taste. Absolutely not. I am happy, however, that you didn't fall for it and you're saying you're the captain of the ship and whatnot. So I'm proud of you in that regard. But that man and his Band-Aid can go to the furthest corner of hell until he starts to act right. Respectfully. Morgan and Bihn. So they're on their romantical dinner. Okay, and they start talking about the other couples. So Morgan asked Bihn if he feels close to any of the guys, and he was like, yeah, I'm feeling real close to Justin. And she's like, oh yeah, maybe me, you, Justin, and Alexis, when we get back, we should all go for like a double date. So, they're talking, having a little bit of banter, and she was like, he said he was in love. And so Bihn was like, well, how long do you think it'll be before we say we're in love? Never. Okay, the way the two of you are going, absolutely never. Honey, I don't see it. So then she asks what he thinks things will be like once they get back home. She's like, well, you know what? I'm always tired after working so much, but that's what I signed up for. Now, I feel like that's going to be an issue. I understand the state of the world, and my hat's off to anybody, and I do mean anybody in healthcare. I don't care if you're the janitor. I don't care if you're the person that stocks the towels. I don't care if you're the person when the surgeon says scalpel and you hand him the scalpel. I salute you, because everything that's been going on and everything that the world has been going through, and you guys have been on the front lines from the very beginning, I commend you for that. Now, Morgan, girl, I don't know how that's going to work, though. I just really don't know how it's going to work. So they started talking about how they're going to be moving forward in their relationship. And Bihn was saying that they need to have more than surface level conversations and really just get to know each other. These two right here, y'all. When the episode goes on, it's gonna really be a fool. Y'all stay with me. Moving forward. Day 6 of marriage. Stasha and Nate. So she sets up this nice picnic for them, right? And he's like, oh, okay, I see you. I hope there's no bugs. Child, he jumping all around. She killing the bugs for him. Immediately no. Immediately no. It's giving Katina taking Isaac Elijah and his neck tattoo on the gondola. Absolutely not, honey. And I know it's gondola, but Isaac called it gondola, okay? And that is what this is giving me. It was absolutely not. Child, not you, the man of the relationship, making Stasha kill the bugs, but yet when y'all were on the ATV, you didn't even make sure that she was okay. Nate is a no for me. Him and his baby braids, they're a no. So Stasha tells him in the past, she's been intimidating to men. He was like, yeah, I can see that. I feel like people are saying that Stasha is intimidating because she has her stuff together and she knows exactly what she wants. See, I get tired of that same trope. It's like women who have their ducks in a row and they're financially stable, they're independent, they've made wise choices. Why do they have to come off as intimidating? Maybe it could be because, Stasha is really forward in the way that she speaks. But I'm thinking it has something to do with her having her money. You know what I'm saying? So then they start to talk about therapy. And so she was like, would you be down for therapy? And he's like, now or when something is wrong? She's like, well, I feel like we can be proactive because I've never been married. So we could both use the tools that they'll give us in therapy. I thought that this was a very great conversation to have because this is a part of the process that I feel like should be added. I feel like everyone should have premarital counseling. I know they're getting married at first sight. So let's say post-marital counseling. That should be the first thing they do. They can take out those dinners and lunches where you meet the mama and the cousin and the lady with the bad wig that used to live next door to you when you were 5. We don't need that. Okay? Sit them down with a set of counselors so that they can talk and get things out, and then we move on into the honeymoon. Damn, that family meet. Moving forward. He's like, yeah, I'm down. Child, he's just saying any old thing, agreeing to everything until decision day. He's another one, just agreeing, going along to get along. If you were down to go to counseling, your answer would have been yes, no matter when it was. I don't care if you're going to counseling today, tomorrow, or tomorrow afternoon. If she says, would you be down for counseling? Yes, I would definitely be down for counseling, which means that you've thought about it. But this right here, this was like, if she want to go to counseling, it's cool. If she want to have kids next year, it's cool. If she want me to move into her brand new house that she just built and my name ain't on the deed, it's cool. Like, it's just anything. She's like, in her confessional, well, I hope I'm getting the real Nate. Girl, you are definitely not. Alexis and Justin. So they're out on the water, kissing and whatnot, honey. You know how they like to do. And Justin asked her if there's anything that's going to change, she thinks, when they get back. And she's like, no, because I feel like you work from home. You'll be home with the puppies and you'll cook dinner. Things that I've been worried about. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to have the food ready. Now, I feel like these two romanticize marriage. And then when things get tough, it's going to be hell. Okay? They're going to be fighting for their lives. Now, I love the white picket fence and the 2.5 children and the dog running around and mommy's home, daddy's home. That is beautiful. But let's just keep it real, okay? He gonna be at the house, you gonna be at work. Some days you ain't gonna want to be bothered. Some days he ain't gonna want to be bothered. Some days y'all ain't gonna want to be bothered with each other. That's just how it goes. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just saying that's the real world. So then Alexis asks Justin if he's going to be able to handle her making more money. Is that going to, mess with his ego? And he was like, nah, I'm going to be cool. She was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, it's going into the same account. She said, is it? Oh, child. I don't know if the math is mathing in the same account, Justin, honey. I don't know. He was like, we'll have one together and then one separately. So she was like, yeah, you know what? When we get back, I do want to sit down and talk about finances. Oh, girl, trust me. Married at first sight will make sure that you do. So she's talking to him. She's like, everybody's saying marriage is hard. I'm still waiting on the hard. Ma'am, this is the honeymoon. They said the marriage will be hard, not the honeymoon will be hard. It's been 6 days. Honey, talk to me on day 600 when you've been through one of those many marital ups and downs. And it's just one of them days when I want to be all alone. Shout out to Monica. Talk to me when it's that day. Okay, because it's going to come a day where you're not going to want to be bothered. Marriage is hard work. I'm not saying it's not rewarding, but it is hard work. It's a beautiful thing, but it does require work. So right as she's saying that, when I tell y'all that Sale tried to knock some sense into Alexis, baby, that Sale knocked them right over. It flew right the hell over. But Tree and his branches, honey, they were there to save the day. And I was looking at Alexis. This is just a side note. I was like, okay, Alexis thick with it. No wonder Justin losing his damn mind and falling in love and whatnot. Child, them long arms came in handy and he saved her from being knocked over. So she lives to tell him she cares about him another day. Bihn and Morgan. So they're out for their date and then they go sit down on the beach to talk, right? So she confided in him about her family not being the closest, especially her with her dad. And he's like, well, I just want to gain some clarity because I want someone that's close to their family because I'm close to mine. And your mom also said you're still going to school to be a nurse practitioner. And I'm just trying to gain some financial freedom. So I'm just trying to get some clarity. Bihn, you're being a little judgy, boots. Just because she doesn't have a close relationship with her dad doesn't mean that you guys won't be in a good marriage. Like, what are you talking about? You do understand that sometimes your family is toxic, and that's just the way it is. What you mean is your mama won't approve of her not being close with her family. That's what you really mean. Because I'm not understanding why you're saying to her, oh, well, I want someone that's close with their family like I'm close to mine. You can't choose your family. She has absolutely no control over that. She's like, I feel like you're being closed-minded. Like, I don't want your money. I don't want anything from you. I'm going to pay off my student debt myself. I don't need you to help me with my loans. Don't worry, honey. Your couch cushion coins are safe, Bihn. Child, he turned me all the way off with that. I'm like, sir, not you judging her for things she can't control. Why don't you ask her why she's in the position that she's in with her family? Just judging the lady? You little judgy thing. I would be so turned off. Yes, debt is important to talk about. But it's all about how you approach the situation. And for me, the way Bihn approached the situation, I wasn't feeling that. She's like, I just wish you saw the good in me. He's like, I do. I mean, the vibes are there. We both intermittent fast. Child, not intermittent fasting, bringing the people together. Bihn, shut up. Oh, my goodness. He's like, yeah, but I wanted 100% honesty. Now, this is where it gets good. Okay. So then Bihn reveals to us that Morgan told him she has one credit left for her BSN, and he was wondering if that meant she wasn't actually a nurse, right? So he's like, yeah, I wanted to tell you something. Like, I talked to Justin about it, and I think Justin told Alexis. So basically, she lied about being a nurse with a certain degree, and she lied to the experts about it. That's what I'm gathering from this. She says that her bachelor is to advance her career. Okay, so she is an RN. This is what I'm assuming. She's an RN, but she only has an associate's degree. So she was completing her bachelor's degree so that she would be paid more. But why lie about it? So she tells us in her confessional that she is a nurse and she's getting the degree to further her education, but she is a nurse and she has been working as a nurse this entire time. But you lied, though. You lied. So she starts to cry and she's like, do you see how you broke my trust? Okay, this may be an unpopular opinion, but ma'am, you added extra zhuzh to what could have been a simple, I'm in school to get a higher degree to earn more money since I only have an associate's. That's all you had to tell the experts. That's it. He was just trying to process it. This is my thought. He was just trying to process what she just told him because, I mean, if you lie about something that small, you will lie about anything. That's the way I think about it. You sit in front of the experts. You put some extra stank on what you do for a living. There's no need to do that. The person that's for you will be for you regardless. So you really didn't have to do that. So for Bihn, he's like, dang, I mean, is she going to be dishonest? Because if y'all remember back, Bihn said that one of his girls had cheated on him, one of his exes. So I think in his mind, he was thinking, okay, she already starting off lying. What else is she going to lie about? So, I mean, I don't know. She was like, I thought we were good because we talked about it the other night. Like, you said you were okay with it, but clearly you're still not okay with it. She was like, I apologize for lying profusely, and he went behind my back, and I mean, that just hurts. Call me crazy, but no lie equals nothing to clean up. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, honey. Maybe that's just me. So he apologized for overreacting and, telling Justin what she said. He was like, but we were both just, like getting advice from each other. She's like, you see how trust is so big to me? Morgan, is lying trustworthy? I'm so confused, y'all. I am so confused right now. Both y'all wrong. You wrong for lying, and Bihn, don't out your wife's lies, honey. Keep the lies in-house. Child, this is a whole mess. He said, well, I just really need to talk to somebody, so I talked to Justin. So she's pissed because he broke her trust. She starts to cry. And I'm like, girl, but you lied. I'm sorry. I didn't feel any sympathy for Morgan in that situation. I didn't. Because Morgan, you told an untruth. So then when you revealed it to this stranger, okay, now he's sitting here thinking like, oh my gosh, my wife lied. Like, what else is there that I don't know? This is just the 6th day of being married. And y'all haven't even been married that long. Y'all are like 4 days behind or something like that. So I just feel like he needed somebody to talk to, and he confided in Justin. Justin is the real culprit. Justin, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Stop all that pillow talking. Moving forward. In the next scene, Alexis goes to hang out with Kristen with the Y. Hey, girl. And she's telling Alexis that, she's never met anybody like her. She's like, I want to talk to you. You're so strong. And I've never met anybody like you. I didn't know exactly what that meant, but okay. She knows Alexis going to tell her what to do and how to go. And she knows that Alexis is going to tell Mitch where to go as well. So that's why she want to sit down with Alexis, and she ain't fooling me. So Kristen was like, I just thought that we would be in the throes of passion and he would really be attracted to me. She's like, he hasn't been in a serious relationship in a while, so there's that. So Alexis was like, okay, well, I feel like with Mitch, you have to count your small wins, because this feels like a relationship to him, and he hasn't been in one in a while. So sometimes you have to just meet people where they are. Team Mitch. Alexis, I'm all for you being her sounding board and whatnot, but we have to keep it real with Kristen with the Y. Mitch is a walking red flag. Okay, let's just keep it real. So Kristen is like, I brought you here because I wanted to ask for your advice. And she's like saying that every day Mitch is showing her that he wants to be with her. She's like, I feel like I'm just walking on eggshells. She's like, how long can I dance on this line? And Alexis was like, I can't answer that for you. You have to figure out how much you can take. Alexis goes, I feel like he's attracted to you. Here go Kristen. He is. When did he say he was attracted to you, Kristen? And Alexis, what are you talking about? Like, I don't want you to give her false hope for her to get let down. Like, I'm all for you helping her, find her zhuzh and whatnot in the attraction department. But I don't want you to speak your speech in the wrong way. When did he say he was attracted to her? Did I miss that? So she's like, I could have been with Justin 6 months ago, but me being superficial, I was like, no, he's too skinny. He looks like he's going to be too nice. I don't like it. But that had me almost missing out on the greatest thing in my life. Oh, baby, not the greatest thing, honey. That's real. Now, I feel like that's real as far as the superficial thing goes, because you never know how a person may treat you. So, they do say that opposites attract. But, girl, not the greatest love of all. Shout out to Whitney Houston. Moving forward. It was good that Kristen had Alexis to talk to. But side note, Alexis for the win, coming to the beach fresh-faced. I felt like that was so real. I am really starting to like Alexis. She is really growing on me. The fact that she listened to what Kristen had to say, she wasn't judging her. She tried to make sure she was as gentle with her responses as possible, because that's a very touchy subject and you don't want people to feel bad. And also, no beat to the beach. I love it. Because you know how people get on TV, honey. They're gonna beat that face if they don't do nothing else. But Alexis said, honey, y'all gonna get these lashes and a bit of lip gloss, and that's it. Moving forward. In the next scene, Justin and Bihn, they're playing basketball, right? They're playing basketball. I couldn't help it. So they sit down, and Bihn is telling Justin that Morgan is mad that he came to him instead of going to her. He's like, I just feel bad because I should have gone to her. Well, to me, I don't understand the problem, because she's a stranger. So you're processing the lie and you needed to talk. Justin is about the most sane person you could talk to there, so you went to talk to him. And that's just that on that. Over on the other side, Morgan is talking to the ladies, and she tells them that Bihn is judging her for her student loan debt and for her family situation. And when I heard student loan debt, I was thinking, Lindy, no offense. No offense, girl. And she's like, I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about stocks. Like, I'm not there yet. I'm just me. And I don't like that she's feeling like that, because she shouldn't feel judged by her husband. She was like, I just want a man that's proud of me, but he came in kind of judging me. Honey, and did. So she said a lot of trust has been broken, but y'all notice she didn't say what kind of trust had been broken. So Stasha was like, that's huge for me, because once trust is broken, I'm done. She's like, yeah, well, I'm still in it. I mean, I'm still wearing my ring. Why is Morgan acting like she didn't tell a fib? Why? I feel like Morgan is gaslighting Bihn. I really do. I don't feel like all of this should be on him. You still lied, though. You being an RN is enough. You could have said, I'm furthering my education for better pay. So I don't understand why you're putting everything on him. Did you tell him it was a secret? Like, I just don't understand it. So Justin is over there talking to Bihn, and he's telling him, in the past, he suppressed his feelings and he didn't speak up, but he doesn't want Bihn to do that. He wants Bihn to make sure that when he does talk to Morgan, that he's coming from a place of care. Now, Justin, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I'm hoping that you're not suppressing this in this relationship, because things are happening fast, honey. They're moving pretty swiftly. I'm just trying to make sure. So Bihn basically said he takes ownership for what he did that was wrong, and he wants to work it out. Well, okay then. I'm back over with Lindy, Stasha, and Morgan. Stasha asked Lindy how she went from no sex at all to all of a sudden being ready to get it popping. I wanted to know the same thing. She was like, I just want to make sure that you weren't coerced into it. And Stasha starts to get really emotional, because she's like, I feel like maybe I'm projecting, but I've been in situations where men wanted me to have sex with them, and I had sex because I didn't want the outcome if I didn't do it. And Lindy was like, no, I was very happy. I wanted to do it. She's like, I'm glad that you're looking out for me, but it was beautiful. I loved it. I can absolutely understand where Stasha is coming from. She's been in that situation where she felt like she had to have sex. And I'm not gonna lie, I had the same thoughts about Miguel, basically manipulating Lindy into having the sexuals. I believe Lindy probably gave into the urges, but Miguel definitely used a bit of game to move the process along. And he ain't fooling me. So then Lindy brings up how Miguel is questioning Nate's authenticity, especially since, he's always on his phone and, he's showboating and he never puts his phone down. He's never in the moment. I can't stand people that cannot put their phone down on vacation. I know this is social media era and, this is Beyonce's internet and everybody wants to upload everything at all times. There are 50 different apps. You have to keep up with everything. You're snapping, you're tweeting, you're twipping, you're twicking, you're TikToking. I understand. But when we're on vacation, can we please be on vacation? I'm just saying. So Stasha was like, no, I totally understand. Like, I thought about that, and I was wondering if Nate was here for the right reasons as well. I got my good eye on Nate. I'm not buying his agreeable ways. I feel like there's a lot more to him and the others, honey, and I can see it. Mitch and Kristen. So Captain Planet is surfing. Child, I hope the tide isn't high. Okay? And she's like, I'm very happy to support him. Girl, Miguel and Lindy. So she's saying that she has respect for Miguel and her butterflies are increasing as time goes on, right? So they take a moment to talk and she tells him that they're very different. She throws it all out there and he's more reserved. And she feels like since he's so analytical, it's a lot of pressure on her. She's like, I feel like when I'm doing things, I'm wondering if this situation has you looking at me differently. Like, will this make you fall in love with me? Like, I'm just wondering. He's like, no, don't do that. I need you to be yourself. If I fall in love with you, then I fall in love with you. But I want to fall in love with the real you. Well, the reason why she's saying that, honey, because you said you ain't never fell in love with nobody that you've ever been with. So I'm just saying, I feel like that's why she's in her head. But Lindy, you need to just go with the flow, honey. You don't want a situation where people are telling you they love you after 5 minutes. That's not real. Okay, love takes time to cultivate. So just be easy. He's like, I'm going through it for the 8 weeks. I said, what? I said, what now? See, and that is the exact reason I would have never given him any of my Hello Kitty. That is the exact reason right there. She's like, well, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to let my guard down. She's like, I did this to be married. Like, is this just an 8-week experiment for you? Exactly, honey. This is not the time to be Bill Nye the Science Guy. You are not about to sit here and play Dexter's Laboratory with me in this experimental marriage. Absolutely not. Miguel just wanted to have sex on the honeymoon, and that's just that on that. Miguel basically said he signed up just to see if he'll like it. It's giving test drive. Okay, that's what it's giving for me. It's giving test drive. So then in the next scene, all of the couples meet up, right? Nate and Justin wearing matching turtlenecks. Oh my goodness. Oh, honey, I know it's hot out there. How you gonna wear a matching turtleneck when y'all know it's hot on that beach? Child, this is a fool. So it's the final night of the honeymoon, right? And Lindy goes right into it. But before she does that, Morgan starts talking about their time being cut short, but, they had some tough conversations and, they're working through it. So Lindy felt like this was the perfect opportunity to say what she needed to say about Miguel. So she goes, I'm just not sure if this is just an 8-week thing for him. I mean, I don't have a timeline. I don't know. She's like, I'm just waiting. Mitch said, waiting for what? That's what we all want to know. Miguel said, okay, I feel like I can give my all for 8 weeks. Then decision day comes. But she was like, no, I need more. So she said her biggest fear is falling for him. And he's like, nah, I'm good. Well, I mean, really and truly, if we're being honest, that's kind of the premise of the show. That's why there's a decision day, to decide if you want to continue to be married. So when you sign up for this, you have to know that your spouse could potentially walk away on decision day. I'm just saying. So once they get to the table, Mitch asks how things are going to be once they get back to San Diego, right? And so Stasha was like, Nate is worried about me being all work, and I feel like that's a valid concern. So then Nate goes, well, Stasha is building a house from scratch, brand new, and she's invited me to move in, so I'm so excited. It shows her level of commitment. Honey, I'm sure you are so excited. It beats couch surfing. So they're all like, oh, you hit the jackpot with her, bro. That's awesome. I don't like that. I don't like how they're, because she has a brand new house, you don't have to do anything. You hit the jackpot. No, you hit the jackpot because of all the great qualities that Stasha possesses. Not because of the things that Stasha possesses. Lindy, pipe down. Moving forward. So here go Mitch. So your wife is building you a brand new house. Now let me tell y'all something. Now normally I don't laugh at the Band-Aid Bandit, but when I tell y'all that was funny as hell to me, Mitch said, so basically your wife is building you a brand new home. If that don't say mooch, I don't know what it says, honey. Oh, that was funny to me. I laughed so loud, y'all. Moving forward. So Kristen is down at the other end of the table and she's trying to sell herself to Mitch. She's like, I cook, I clean, and don't smell like onion rings. Okay, we got it, Kristen, with the Y, child. He's like, yeah, actually, I find that attractive that, my spouse is busy and always doing something. Child, please. So then they ask Morgan how she's going to feel when she moves in, with Bihn. And she's like, well, I worked as a nurse the entire panorama. Bihn looking like, I'll be the judge of that. Baby Bihn over there looking at her like, let me see your badge. Oh, honey, this is funny. She goes, I work taking care of people all day long. So when I come home, I don't want to have to take care of someone else. Like, I want to sit in silence. I don't want to have to do it because that's what I do at work. I want this person to be able to take care of themselves. And that's what I told the experts. Well, girl, if you told the experts that, then of course they're going to give you the total opposite. Come on now. She's like, I feel like it's going to be a lot of talking. I'm not used to talking about my feelings. Morgan is getting on my nerves, as I knew she would. Okay? She is really getting on my nerves. But Morgan, as a spouse, what is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to schedule a time to talk to you? I understand that things get heavy, but you should want to come home and decompress and cry on his shoulder and tell him everything that you've been carrying all day long. Don't you think that would be great? I'm sure that Bihn will allow you to have your time to take your candlelit bubble bath if you need it. Just decompress for a moment. Why are you doing this experiment is what I'm not understanding. So the whole time she talking, Justin and Alexis are having these little side conversations, and baby, I am here for it. So Alexis was like, well, how does Bihn fit in the equation? Everybody's like, yeah, how does he? She's trying to explain, and Alexis is whispering to Justin, so why does she need Bihn? Child, I'm wondering that as well, because if you don't want to communicate or take care of or be around, then why are you here ready to be married at first sight? I don't know how this is going to work. I really don't. So Justin feels like she's all about herself, and Bihn was like, I'm just trying to figure out where I fit into all of this. Honey, it don't look like you don't fit in at all. I'm just saying. So he's like, so what do you need from me? She said, I just need you to check in on me. Justin and Alexis are like, so does she need a roommate? Listen, everybody at the table is confused. I'm confused. Morgan's confused. Being confused as hell, but he's trying to be nice and not say too much. But I know he's not happy. So then Alexis goes, in my job, it's really stressful and I just want to see how he's going to respond to it. So Mitch was like, what do you do? She said, I'm a logistician. And she was like, nothing, big or important, just numbers and ordering things. Girl, whatever you do is important. Girl, don't be downplaying yourself for Mitch. Anywho, so Nate was like, it's top secret. Nate, you hush. The reason you keep that phone so close is because your nickels and dimes are attached to it. Why don't you tell us about your budding career? Oh, I ain't think so. Honey, hop off Alexis. Moving forward. So Justin was like, when she comes home, he wants to be there for her. He wants her to be worry-free. He wants her to kick her feet up and, kick off your shoes and relax your feet, party on down to the escape beat. Just kicking. That's what he wants for Alexis. So Miguel is like, so what is Alexis doing for you? What are you doing for Lindy besides giving her sex? So she was like, well, I cater to my man. Baby, I see you working hard. Wanna let you know I'm proud. Let you know that I admire what you do. Don't know if I need to reassure you. My life would be purposeless without you. Baby, let me cater to you, because, baby, this is your day. She's like, I cater to my man. Like, I want to protect my man. Like, I have a whole suitcase full of lingerie, honey, and didn't use not one. Telling each other y'all love each other, honey, ain't did nothing, okay? She's like, I'm going to make sure that I protect him. Like, I'll do anything that he needs. So Stasha is like, well, I like how y'all bring out the best in each other. He brings out the softer side in you. And you make sure that, you cater to him. Look at how in love y'all are. She's like, yeah, I love this man. Got her. Not you love him. Girl. I will say this. I'm really warming up to Alexis and Justin. I hope that they do go the distance. Now, this is Married at First Sight, and they trick us all the time, child. I'm really trying not to get invested. But I am hoping that they do go the distance. I like the softer side of Alexis. And child, they panned over to Mitch and Kristen. When I tell y'all they look disgusted. I said, baby, when I tell you they look so disgusted, child. So Miguel was like, well, that blows my mind that you guys know that already. Like, that really blows my mind. Now, I have to be with Miguel on that one. That blows my mind as well. How do y'all know that after 6 days? I think it's just the Port de Vallarta air. There's no responsibility right now. Everything's being paid for. You're having a great time. And I just feel like everything happens good on vacation. I don't think reality is actually setting in. So he's trying to figure out if he has it in him. He's like, I'm just trying to figure it out. He's like, do I have more than 8 weeks in me? Here go Mitch. Well, that's fair. No, it's not. Nobody wants to be your test wife. Were you really wanting to be married for real? Don't come on here if you know that you don't want to actually be married after 8 weeks, because you're wasting people's time. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So Miguel was like, the only way I would do it is if I had, a way out. Here go Lindy. Me too. Lindy, you just said the opposite. Are you present? What is wrong with you? So Alexis said, well, Lindy, earlier you said that it bothered you. Exactly. Thank you, Alexis, honey, because Lindy just lying and trying, honey. Lindy is saying any old thing to appease Miguel. Lindy, it is okay to be your own person. If you don't like that, then say it. I think Lindy wants so bad for Miguel to choose her on decision day that whatever he says, whatever you like, hop on one leg, bark like a dog. Anything he says, she's going to do it. Lindy, don't do that, because that's going to turn him off even more, because he knows that you're putting on an act. Stasha goes, Miguel, are you even in the mindset to be married? Like, I don't know your story. I don't want to come for you, but I've been listening and I'm like, what the hell? All of a sudden, y'all, here comes the mariachi band. And baby production says Stasha's on his behind. Release the band. Move, move, move. Go, go, go. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. When that band came when that mariachi band came out, y'all. Oh, honey, that was good to me. I said saved by the mariachi band, honey. And that's why that is the title of this episode. Moving forward. Stasha and Nate. So they're getting rid of all these roses on the bed, honey. They're in the bed, unbathed. And he starts talking about Miguel, but then she shifts it to him. And she wants to know if he's really down for her and if he's, really into her for real. He's like, don't you think me moving into your brand new house is me being committed? Yeah, committed to free Wi-Fi and a place to lay your braids down. Boy, please. I'm not trusting nothing Nate talking about, honey. I can't trust you as far as I can throw you, and I can't pick you up, so I don't trust you. I think he likes that she's established. You moving in with her doesn't give commitment. Now, it does give homosexual under certain circumstances, but committed? Absolutely not. So she's like, well, I think it's the first step. Yeah. Like, I just want you to get to know me. He's like, are you waiting for something bad to happen? Like, what's happening? She's like, no, I'm not. I feel like she's apprehensive, honey, as she should be. She said, I just really want to know if he's figured out if I can be somebody that he can fall in love with. I believe that Stasha has had so many men in the past not fully appreciate her or like her after, they've gotten to know her, that she's afraid once he does get to know her, he's not going to like her. And girl, you fine. Nate happy to be here, okay? You're going to be okay. But in all seriousness, the right man would be lucky to have you. So I wouldn't worry myself about that. He was like, it just sucks for me because, she questions my intentions. And I've shown no red flags. Are you sure? Are you sure, honey? I think she let what Lindy said get in her head and it magnified her fears times 10. That's what I think it is. So he asked her what her fears were, and she said that something happens and he leaves, but she has insecurities about believing that she's enough. Well, let me just say, Stasha, you are. You're enough. Okay? You are more than enough. He's like, well, I'm falling in love with you. It's real. And again, I'm not buying it. Nate just be saying whatever. There's no love there when just yesterday she couldn't even lay eyes on you on your excursion. You weren't even there to make sure that she was okay, but you love her today? Whatever. She's like, oh my God, what? Yeah, what? That's what I'm trying to figure out. He's like, yeah, look at us. Yeah, look at you. A bunch of unbathed newlyweds laying in a bed trying to figure out the floor plan for the new house that she's building for you. Shout out to Mitch. Oh my goodness. He was like, I did this to find a partner. She said, well, I do come with a lot and I just don't think he understands that. I can tell that Stasha has been rejected a lot in her relationships and probably manipulated and lied to because, she's so independent. And I feel like that tough woman boss persona that she's putting on, it would be off-putting to lesser men. And she feels like Nate might feel that way. And I just hope that she doesn't get hurt because I don't trust Nate. I just don't. Moving forward, Lindy and Miguel. So they're back in the room and she's telling Miguel that even though they may not always agree, they're still working through things. She's like, yeah, we just have to worry about our marriage. We need to focus on us. Well, girl, then don't bring your marriage around everybody else, honey, because we can see straight through it, honey. The cracks are showing. I'm just saying. And quite frankly, he's just buying time until he gets back to his video game. So she gets to the bed and he's already in the bed. She's like, are you asleep? There's some weird stains on the bed. There's also some weird stains under your feet. Girl, if you don't get in the shower, this is nasty. So they get in bed, Lindy and her filthy feet, and she's saying that she's excited to be in the real world with Miguel. And she's like, I'm just looking forward to the other days. I just don't understand how women can get in the bed after their bodies have been outside in the heat and sweating and whatnot, all in between you, and just get in the bed. I don't see how it works that way. Oh, I would be itching. I'm itching just watching it. So Miguel was like, you know what? I'm just thinking about how I felt when I first met you. And I wish that I would have met you as this version of me because, I just feel like I've grown. She's like, do you feel like you've grown? He said, yeah. In 3 days. Child, the only thing growing was your sword when you and Lindy were playing Dungeons and Dragons between the sheets. Moving forward. Mitch and Kristen. I'm happy there was less Mitch this episode. It really was great. I really enjoyed it. So she's telling him she's happier being with him than being single and in the streets. Child, the bar sit in hell. He does admit that he was sending mixed signals, but he wants her to call him out. He's like, I want a woman that's going to call me on my stuff. He wants someone that's going to challenge him. I don't know. Maybe he may be changing up. I'm still watching his every move, though. And she said, to be honest, she would like a husband that wants her. Girl, as you should. That's the bare minimum. She's like, as long as we're moving forward in the physical department, which we have been, I'm happy. So thank you. For what? Thank him for what, Kristen? Okay. If you apologize to him one more time, Mitch is really holding all the cards in this relationship. He really is. Alexis and Justin. So she was like, why you don't like Morgan? Like, what's going on? So Justin feels like Morgan is fake. Because Bihn is such a good guy and reminds him of himself. And Alexis is trying to tell him that he cannot be Bihn's voice. She's like, I know that you have a good heart. I know that's your friend, but you can't always save everybody. So then Justin got the wet eyes, honey. He starts crying. Oh, Justin is an empath for real. But Justin, honey, you met Bihn all of 5 minutes ago. He's like, I just feel so bad because, our experience is so perfect. Child, that ain't gonna age well. Did y'all see the previews for next episode? Justin is like, I feel like he was cheated because she's not authentic. So then Alexis is telling him that, hurting for Bihn is not adding any value. I mean, you all hurting for Bihn. You want to be in a marriage because you didn't even care about what I said to you. I almost told you, I did tell you I love you on the slick and you didn't even say nothing. So he was like, oh yeah, I heard you tell me you love me. So he gets her to say, I love you again. But Alexis is ribbing him a little bit, how she like to do. She's like, you cry too much. Oh, Coco Melon head. Child, not Coco Melon. Coco Melon. But then she said it again to him, child. Justin begins to dance in this turtleneck and these boots that he wore to the beach. Child, baby, when these two make love, they gonna need to have a medic on set. Because Justin gonna lose his mind. He is gonna lose his mind. Morgan and Bihn. It's the last morning for them. And the two of them are sitting on the balcony, honey, and they sitting so far apart. I'm like, are y'all socially distancing? Did he get a negative test? Like, what is happening? So Bihn said that Morgan taught him that he could be judgmental, and he's trying to change that because they're still learning each other. So he apologized to her yet again and says that he's going to try to earn her trust back. These two are just not it. He's a mama's boy, used to his mama taking care of him, and she can't be bothered after a long shift. Ain't gonna be no taking care of. He gonna run over there to his mama. His mama gonna be in the middle of that marriage, and it's gonna be over. Moving forward. Miguel and Lindy. So she's talking and talking and talking and talking and basically asking Miguel if he's going to judge her because she doesn't work very often. She's like, what are you going to be like? What are you going to say when I want to go to lunch instead of go to brunch, instead of go to like, what are you going to say when the Amazon man comes down Amazon Lane? Like, and I ordered too many, like, girl, what are you talking about? None of this has even happened, Lindy. Calm down. He's like, Lindy, stop. Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Lindy, just wait and see, honey. Don't bring up the gloom and doom already. None of this has happened. And wait until breakfast is digested before all this serious talk. Ooh, Lindy is a lot, child. She needs constant reassurance. Miguel basically said, girl, I don't know you yet. We shall see. Mitch and Kristen with the Y. So they're remembering about the night before, and they spent all night cuddling. Okay, so he's touching her and whatnot. They both were feeling it, and Mitch said, he feels like he's in a totally different headspace now that he's had some time to be, with an amazing woman. It's amazing what a few days can do for you. Oh, okay. He said he's ready to get into an everyday rhythm with Kristen with the Y. I don't know. Maybe they can recover. Everyone is on their way to the shared apartment. The honeymoons are over, wheels up, and that was the end of the episode. Child, this episode has so much going on, honey. I was so confused from start to finish. I don't know if Morgan is the liar. Is Bihn the one that's untrustworthy? Is Morgan the one that can't be trusted? Is Justin a little bit too involved in Bihn and Morgan's relationship? Honey, you can't take on the weight of the world. I don't know what's happening as far as Stasha and Nate, because now Lindy and Miguel have gotten in her head and she can't stand Miguel, honey, as she shouldn't. It's just a whole fool. Y'all meet me for a live so we can talk about it, okay? Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.